it will be good to see the faces. Looks like लोगों को कैमरा ऑन करने का एंथू नहीं है. Will not judge you based on how you are and how you are looking right now. So feel free, but it's good to see your faces and make the interaction more lively.
And we can assure you the most unamusing personalities, most unamusing personalities are the ones who are talking.
ये तो फैक्ट है. और मैं तो दिनेश जी को बोलता भी हूँ, मतलब most of you may not have experience, but I have a good experience of working with him. Like दिनेश जी बिंदास घर से कॉल लेते हैं हमारे साथ में, and we can see the chel-pel of Dinesh ji's home while we are having the call. So feel free to switch on the camera and let us peek into what's happening behind you.
इसलिए मैंने blur कर दिया.
This is good. Yeah, so thank you Dinesh ji, and thank you everyone for coming over this call. I think most of you know Dinesh ji and IndiaMart, but I think so he doesn't need a big introduction, but still I don't know how many of you know, apart from IndiaMart, Taluxo is another company which they run and which is a full a proper B2B marketplace model. So Dinesh ji has a unique experience of both running a digital B2B platform plus a B2B marketplace. I think he is one of the pioneers in SMB tech space, not just only as an entrepreneur, but as well as an investor. He has done, I don't know how many, but maybe more than 24 investments, both as an angel and as an fund, which he runs through IndiaMart balance sheet. So today we'll speak more about his view and his learning from SMB tech. So Dinesh ji, focus of this interaction will be to give your view on what you saw and learned through IndiaMart while working with hundreds and thousands of, or like in fact 100, like more than 3-4 lakhs SMBs are your customer in terms of paying users, and then maybe many more millions of SMBs are your interacting on your platform. So you're learning as an entrepreneur while dealing and building this business and both the businesses, also as an investor, which you have been seeing it from last few years, how your companies have been growing. And so we'll start with the first question, which is your view, and especially in the current winter timing, how bullish you are on SMB tech, and what's your view on this space with respect to India?
I think let us take some few macros, and few macros being internet, mobile internet, India, and small business. All of them, India was underserved in terms of internet, in terms of connectivity, in terms of computing devices, as well as the average per capita income in terms of median age of people at 28, 29 years, 30 years now probably. And small businesses, because as per most studies, less than 10% of the people are formally employed. Formally employed means who get regular salary checks. Now, rest 90% of the people are either farmers or laborers or SMBs. So I guess there is no doubt that there is a huge market and that needs to be served. And it's not going to change overnight or over a decade also.
Right.
Being bullish on that tech as well as SMB is no brainer. It's just that the matter of, where do you smell the money?
So where are you smelling money in this sector?
Wherever I have smelled the money, I've already
invested.
So I feel that marketing technology, because SMBs typically need customers, and since they need customers, Just Dial has proven, Google has proven, IndiaMart has proven, Facebook is also proven.
दिनेश जी एक थोड़ा सा पीछे जाते हैं. आपने इमेजिन करा था क्या यार आप 100 मिलियन रेवेन्यू कंपनी इंडिया एसएमबी बेस पे बना दोगे? like how was your journey of building this revenue? And like अब कोई सब लोग अभी मतलब IndiaQuotient being one of the, I say कि very few active, because very few people have a positive view on SMB tech and people talk about willingness to pay कि है या नहीं है, या revenue नहीं बन सकता 100 million, but आपने तो कर दिया है, right? मतलब and it's growing, and that too in a very profitable way. So like when did you saw the inflection point in your journey of IndiaMart? And
I think we are too old to say from day one did we even know the 100 million number. Did I know the number of zero?
समझो 100 करोड़ का व्यू आपको लगता था जब आपने आप मतलब when you raised your first
so when I guess I reached about a crore in the 4th year of operation. So I started in 1996. I still remember the turnovers of those 4 years, 6 lakhs and then 24 lakhs and 53 lakhs and 1 crore 24 lakhs. And that 1 crore 24 lakhs, we knew that we are going to become 100 crores in the next 10 years or so. We could only achieve 50 crores by next 10 years. But we did achieve 50 crores by the next 10 years in the same business what we were doing in 1999. And then from 550 crores, when we pivoted and we raised our first venture capital from Intel Capital, about $10 million. So we had by then 25 crores saved out of the out of those 14 years, and we raised another 50 crores, 49 crores, and we knew that from 50 crores to 500 crores we'll do it. It's just a matter of whether we will do it in next 10 years, 12 years, 7 years. That's about it. But I don't think we have ever had a non-conviction on this, that from 1 crore to 100 crores, whether that would not happen, or from 50 crores to 500 crores, that would not happen.
So do you mean that since you saw the PMF in your product in terms of कि businesses को marketing की जरूरत है, अगर उनको हम businesses की leads लाके दे रहे हैं, and so they will pay you, and you were able to see their willingness to pay whatever you were charging then, and the revenue scale to quantum of whatever 20-50 crores. Was that
the math was pretty simple. If you can get if you can get 20,000 people to pay 50,000 rupees, that becomes 100 crores, right?
Right.
So I remember very well in 2006, we crossed 10,000 customers and we were still doing only some 18-20 crores of revenue. And then we said, okay, let's now see, by the time we become 20,000 customers, can we double this ARPU to, from 18-20,000 to 36-40,000. And we were able to do that because we could see the, and we knew that abhi tumne bahut sara market touch hi nahi kiya hai. When we hit our first crore, I think we were a Delhi Mart. We were not even in. We didn't have a sales and service network anywhere else. So, if you just open Delhi Mart and only the North India Mart, and we had 100 people team or so. So if you just extrapolate that, I think that was possible. So I think the first 3-4 years is very important to know whether your product market fit or profitability matrix. Because if you are, burning like hell to achieve that first crore, then that is not an indication that you will reach 100 crores.
So maybe I will cover this question later, but on like what are your, how do you evaluate businesses? And
I think let us come back to that question, that where do you smell the money?
Yeah.
So marketing tech, we definitely smell the money because Google and Facebook are largely SMB play, and they typically sell advertising.
Right.
Even Amazon, they typically take marketing spend,
Right.
bring you more customers. The second part, which we don't do, I mean, the entire banking system does, our entire NBFC system does, is the credit. So the second thing SMBs need is credit. And I hope that with this account aggregator and Open and all that, because SMB's need of the credit is small, so the cost of serving that credit is low, cannot be done through because एक 10 करोड़ का लोन सर्व करने में आपको जो पैसे मिलते हैं 3% या 4% का जो आपको स्प्रेड मिलता है, that is enough to pay for the due diligence that you do.
Right.
एक 10 लाख के लोन में आपको मिलते ही वो 3-4 हजार 30-40 हजार रुपए, उसमें से कितना आप ड्यू डिलिजेंस करोगे और कैसे करोगे? So I guess that until and unless technology and now that technology has proven a lot in terms of UPI, in terms of India Stack, in terms of account aggregator, I think there could be some good opportunities which I haven't yet found any success or any experiments with. The third one is every SMB every person who ever purchased a computer in early 90s or in early 2000 was the only use case was accounting software, and that continues to remain. So people, most SMBs, and as the digitization is being forced by the GST, as well as by the e-way bill, as well as by the,
तो वो स्पेस तो दिनेश जी आपने पूरा कैप्चर कर लिया ऑलरेडी, इतने सारे एक्विजिशन और इन्वेस्टमेंट्स करके, उसमें स्कोप बचा है क्या अभी भी?
हाँ, अभी तो गोरिल्ला बैठा हुआ है.
चलिए.
So that is again area that we feel that there is definitely something. Other than that, the items are very long-term view items, because other places that something will happen, CRM hai, yeah, but how do you make money out of that, or what kind of size can you get in next 5 years, 7 years, is slightly difficult. So anything else other than these three, maybe logistics, some area, but other than these, the TAM becomes very small.
तो दिनेश जी इसमें एक और डायमेंशन ऐड हो जाता है जो व्हेन आई थिंक अबाउट एसएमबी टेक इज कि आर द हॉरिजॉन्टल आइडियाज बेटर और द वर्टिकल आइडिया बेटर?
Okay, yeah, very good question. And
इसी में एक और डायमेंशन ये भी है कि यार एट व्हाट प्राइस, व्हिच प्राइस पॉइंट प्रोडक्ट्स आर बेटर. सो बिकॉज आप 2000 वाला प्रोडक्ट बनाओ और 1 मिलियन बिजनेसेस या 10 मिलियन बिजनेसेस लाने पे सोचो, या फिर आप 20-40 हजार वाला प्रोडक्ट बनाओ और 100,000 बिजनेसेस लाने वाला बनाओ. क्योंकि because the subsequent question to this is कि यार sales is the sales bottleneck or what is the bottleneck? So उस एंगल से अगर आप सोचें,
let's go one by one. Just say horizontal versus vertical. तो अब I don't know आप accounting software को horizontal बोलते हो या vertical बोलते हो?
हम तो horizontal बोलते हैं एक बार के लिए, मतलब.
But I mean, yeah, so it cuts across the industry, but the accounting software itself is an industry, right, for SMB tech. So that way it is slightly confusing to say horizontal है या vertical है. Credit को horizontal बोलते हो या vertical बोलते हो? I mean, credit is a finance.
We are end customer side से हम horizontal और vertical देख रहे हैं कि अगर आप कि कस्टमर प्रोफाइल एक किराना वाला भी हो सकता है और एक लॉजिस्टिक ट्रांसपोर्टर भी हो सकता है.
अब आप अगर आप किसी उसमें देखो तो वर्टिकलाइजेशन सबसे पहले जो शुरू होता है, वर्टिकलाइजेशन वो शुरू होता है कंज्यूमर में. ओके, कंज्यूमर में या जहाँ पे ज्यादा बड़ा प्ले होता है. तो फॉर एग्जांपल अगर आप चाइना में या यूएस में देखोगे तो आपको 50 बड़े वर्टिकल दिख जाएंगे $1 बिलियन के आसपास के, 100 मिलियन प्लस के. मतलब रियल एस्टेट में ऑफिस का अलग मिल जाएगा, रेजिडेंशियल का अलग मिल जाएगा, रेंटल का अलग मिल जाएगा, कार का अलग मिल जाएगा, बोट का अलग मिल जाएगा, बाइक का अलग मिल जाएगा.
राइट.
So travel में obviously we already have verticals, travel, hotel and all that. So अगर आप इंडिया में देखो तो यही 3-4 वर्टिकल हैं बस। मतलब इवन अभी रियल एस्टेट में केवल एक सिंगल वर्टिकल है, वो भी बहुत छोटा है, 200 करोड़ का, या मतलब सारों को मिला लोगे तो 500 करोड़ बैठता है। तो अभी कंज्यूमर में ही वर्टिकल्स बहुत बड़े साइज के इंडिया में अभी चालू नहीं हुए हैं। मे बी देयर इज समथिंग टू डू विद इंडिया GDP per capita issue, or because otherwise in China and in US there are so many of these verticals which are 100 million to 1 billion के बीच का revenue verticals हैं, which are not there here. तो अब आप उसमें से SMB करने के बाद अगर जाओगे तो फिर vertical बहुत छोटा हो जाता है.
Interesting point. So what you are saying कि consumer के sectors के basis पे we can create a viewpoint.
हाँ, तो फॉर एग्जांपल अगर आप देखो तो अभी एक कंपनी शायद लिस्ट कर गई कि नहीं कर गई, ट्रैवल बुटीक ऑनलाइन वाली, दे आर अ ट्रैवल में SME वर्टिकल, TBO. हाँ, सो दे वर प्लानिंग टू लिस्ट, आई थिंक करने वाले थे. सो आई मीन रेट गेन इज अ वर्टिकल, ट्रैवल वर्टिकल, राइट. सो इफ द कंज्यूमर में हो चुका है फॉर एग्जांपल ट्रैवल में, तो मे बी देयर इज सम प्ले फॉर ऑल द ट्रैवल एजेंट्स का कोई आइटम या ऑल द होटेलियर्स का कोई आइटम, वर्टिकल प्ले. आई मीन ओयो इज अ गुड एग्जांपल मे बी.
Right. Okay. So
अभी वर्टिकल के लिए मेन प्रॉब्लम ये होती है कि वर्टिकल में आपको आप प्रोडक्ट तो अच्छा बना पाते हो, प्रोडक्ट मार्केट फिट तो, बट नेटवर्क इफेक्ट नहीं क्रिएट होता. आई मीन और मिनिमम थ्रेशोल्ड नहीं मीट होता है जहां पे मार्केट प्लेस क्रिएट हो जाए, तो टाइम छोटा हो जाता है.
So there's another angle to this. One is are the marketplace model better or the only the pure tech model? What's your learning from?
No, all three are good.
And IndiaMart model.
Pure SaaS is also good. Pure marketplace, pure advertising is also good, and pure marketplace is also good. So whether it is Amazon does well. Leave out the top their top sellers. Then I guess if you leave out their top 50% sales, the rest of the 50% sales comes from SMBs.
Right.
Okay. Similarly, IndiaMart and Just Dial and Google obviously are SMB. And then accounting again is a SaaS play, some kind of a SaaS play.
Right.
Or even MS Office.
Yeah.
So SaaS is also good, marketplace is also good, advertising is also good. But
do you have a bias, like most VCs have a bias towards marketplace vis-a-vis a SaaS model or advertisement model?
वो तो 96 से है ना सर, लोगों को कमीशन खोरी की आदत है. उनको ऐसा लगता है कि कमीशन खोरी से बड़ा बिजनेस बनता है, लेकिन अभी तक तो बनना नहीं कोई.
So
आपने बोला था कि फ्रैंक बताइएगा. 96 से मैं सवाल का जवाब दे रहा हूँ.
सही बात है. तो you do not, तो what challenge you see in that business? Like I think हमको क्या लगता है, अगर हमको मतलब VC कम्युनिटी को जो easy दिखता है कि यार GMV बहुत वॉल्यूम में घूमता है, like GMV काफी बड़े GMV की कंपनियां बन जाती हैं, and we are seeing like lot of B2B marketplaces as
वो डिपेंड करता है ना. आप हाउ डू यू वांट टू डू यू सी. आप जो GMV आपको दिखता है सामने वो आपको अच्छा लगता है. जो आपको नहीं दिखता, सो वी डू 2 लाख करोड़ का GMV हम करते हैं IndiaMart में. दिखता नहीं है इसलिए आप मानोगे नहीं तो होगा कैसे. तो 1 लाख से 2 लाख करोड़ के बीच का GMV करते हैं हम. अब आप कहोगे यार 1 लाख और 2 लाख तो बहुत बड़ी बात है. 2 लाख है या 50,000 ही है. मैं कह रहा हूँ 50,000 सही है, 2 लाख सही, बट वो नंबर कोई जरूरी थोड़ी ना है कि आपको नापना ही है. आपको तो उससे ये देखना है कि फाइनली 1,000 करोड़ का रेवेन्यू बन रहा है.
राइट.
उस GMV को नाप के मतलब वो खुश होने वाली बात है बस केवल.
ट्रू.
अब गूगल का GMV कितना होगा? I mean, Google India का GMV कितना होगा? Facebook India का GMV कितना है? Times of India, Times of India का GMV कितना है? Star Plus का GMV कितना है?
ये बात सही है, बट
मतलब और चलिए बहुत नापने वाला GMV का बिजनेस देख लेते हैं सारे, मतलब शॉपर से स्टॉप का GMV कितना है और कहाँ से कहाँ पहुंची 25 साल में, या ये सुपर बाजार क्या नाम है,
उल्टा है क्यों, मतलब बट व्हाई पीपल आर स्टिल लुकिंग एट दैट, मतलब आई थिंक वी आर सीइंग दैट वी डोंट हैव ए गुड एग्जांपल, बट स्टिल फंडिंग तो उन्हीं की हो रही है।
वो ऐसा मतलब वो तो इसका आंसर नहीं है मेरे पास, मतलब आई हैव एंड आई कीप आंसरिंग द सेम क्वेश्चन फॉर लास्ट 25 years.
Dinesh, just one small rejoinder to this question only. You started, attempted Tolexo as a GMV business. Sorry to say, and did not invest a lot behind it, right? So, can you tell us how you decided?
Yeah. So let me tell you, when did we start to think about it, decide about it, and when did we kind of shut down, and what was the theory behind it, and what did we learn, and
Sure.
So it was the year 2012, 13. We didn't find because we pivoted in 2009-10, we didn't find the product market fit completely for IndiaMart. Also, from 2007 to 2012, the desktop and laptop market was saturating. It was growing, and smartphone hasn't taken out. Smartphone actually took off from 2013 on. 13 में एंड्रॉइड का पहला ढंग का फोन आया, तब तक कहने की बात है कि स्मार्टफोन लॉन्च हो चुका था, बट effectively we were all, I mean 2012 and 13 I was still using BlackBerry, if you call it smartphone. So sometime around 2012 or so, since we haven't seen the smartphone and its possible wonders that can come, I think one of your fraternity member said era of is over. And I extended this that the world is moving from discovery to delivery. Because we didn't find, जब आपके पास एक product market fit नहीं होता है ना, आप दूसरे जगह पे कुछ ढूंढना शुरू कर देते हो.
Right.
So we found ठीक है, बिल्कुल market अच्छा था, but then उसके अंदर कोई differentiation नहीं निकल के आया. मतलब what we learned is कि आपको price चाहिए, आपको payment facilitation चाहिए, आपको catalog better चाहिए, but फ्लिपकार्ट हो चाहे पेटीएम हो चाहे वो, उस पे आप इंडस्ट्रियल वर्सेस नॉन इंडस्ट्रियल का अगर कुछ बहुत डिफरेंशिएशन करना चाहो तो कर नहीं पा रहे थे. सो वी गॉट स्वेप्ट अवे इन दी B2C. So we will build the category, they will do the take the customers away. We realized that these things we anyway need on IndiaMart. So we took all that learning one by one from Tolexo. And in Tolexo, we could do that only on a small piece of category, because you have to do it 100% right. Because अगर किसी ने order कर दिया और उसको गलत सामान मिला तो problem होगी. IndiaMart पे we can live with a lot of ambiguity कि भाई अभी तो इतनी information पता है best effort basis पे. So we actually put all the effort of putting pricing, putting catalog better. So now IndiaMart no longer looks like a classified like OLX or Quicker or Craigslist. It actually looks like Amazon, but it's just that you don't have a buy now, pay now, deliver for me now. Is still because so it gives me so we learned a lot from that experiment, and we found that Tolexo restricts our expansion into horizontal, because we could not do so many category. Starting from automobile to raw material to everything, which we could do on IndiaMart. And by that time, probably we found the product market fit on IndiaMart. And by 2016, this had become quite popular. And Jio also happened. So in the January month of 2017, we said, okay, let's take all this learning and go to the IndiaMart only, and we'll come back again if at all there is any saturation by 2030 or so.
पर दिनेश जी आपको उस लर्निंग से ये फीलिंग आया मतलब एंड बेस्ड ऑन नाउ लाइक वेयर यू आर टुडे कि एक मार्केट प्लेस बनाया जाए एंड उससे मे बी यू कैन मेक मे बी मोर मनी इफ यू गो इन सर्टेन
मोर मनी तो नहीं बनता उसमें।
क्यों नहीं बनता मतलब
खर्चा बहुत लग जाता है
तो ऑपरेशनल कॉस्ट बहुत ज्यादा है आपके हिसाब से
क्योंकि उसका जो ऑपरेशंस कॉस्ट है ऑफ ऑर्डर कैंसिलेशन बिकॉज आपने तो वहाँ पे क्लिक कर दिया कैश ऑन डिलीवरी पे, अब वो कितना कॉन्फर्म, क्योंकि आपस में लोगों ने बात नहीं करी फोन पे, व्हाट्सएप पे कंफर्मेशन नहीं किया, ईमेल पे कंफर्मेशन नहीं किया, तो उसमें 10-20% का रिटर्न रेट हो गया, 10-20% का कैंसिलेशन हो गया। फिर जो ट्रांसपोर्टेशन है, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन का सिस्टम जो हम बनाते हैं और जो चांदनी चौक के और जो करोल बाग के लोगों ने बना रखा है वो आप बीट ही नहीं कर सकते। उसकी कॉस्ट और उसकी इफेक्टिवनेस आप बीट ही नहीं कर सकते। आप ये नॉर्मल से ये नॉर्मल ब्लू डार्ट से,
तो आपके हिसाब से मतलब यूनिट इकोनॉमिक पॉजिटिव वाला बिजनेस बनाना इन B2B मार्केट प्लेसेस इज
B2B मार्केट प्लेस क्या, मुझे तो लगता है B2C में भी नहीं बन रहा, तो एक ही बात है।
Yeah, that's very well said. You're saying कि B2C में भी nobody has really made money.
तो कभी B2B में बनेगा, B2C में तो कहाँ से ही बनेगा, क्योंकि B2C और अगर 20% से ऊपर का वो ले लिया आपने मार्जिन, तो लोग पीपल विल स्टार्ट अंडर कटिंग यू कहीं ना कहीं पे, जो कि आप ओला उबर में देख रहे हो। तो 20% सस्टेनेबल मार्जिन नहीं है उसमें।
आज एक still one more example, right? I mean, you were the OGs of the B2B space, and you also raised venture capital money. पर आपने बोला कि यार 2030 में देखेंगे। That's a very long term horizon. मतलब ये horizon तो काफी लंबा है। I'm sure कि your existing investors, VC investors, definitely do not appreciate this long horizon. Here you're leaving because even today, at least on paper, only God knows what the real worth is, but on paper, there are a few B2B wholesale players who are valued more than IndiaMart. Right. So, and you are saying you will see in 2030. So you have a much longer horizon, which is very, very amazing to see. But how did you navigate this, and how did you have your mental model around this?
ये डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चन है, इसका कोई तरीका नहीं है। So what I'm saying is, let's rewind the whole thing. Computers, say these desktop laptop computers were typically born in 1992. Okay, the old mainframe and mini and all those computers came in 69, 70, 75, but the desktop and laptop computers came in 92, 93, or the web browser came in 92, 93, Windows operating system came in 91, 92, 93. And from there, it took about 5 years to start growth on that journey. And that continued till 2010. So from 95 till 2010, there was no, people were not dependent on mobile phone or mobile smartphone, internet-based smartphone to replace computers. And then, say 2010 के आसपास, Android and all this came, though 2007 में हुआ iPhone launch, but saying for most people, by 2015 it became mainstream. And this is 10x bigger than the computer penetration worldwide, 10x bigger than the computer penetration. If India had 50 million computers, now we have 500 million smartphones or something like that. Now this cannot go away. उसको पूरा एक्सट्रैक्ट करने के लिए अगला 15-20 साल तो काफी होना, मतलब इससे कम तो क्या ही टाइम लगेगा,
right?
So and that's how I extrapolated. Once Jio happened, I simply extrapolated 2030. मतलब अगले आप आज see we are in 2022, अब यहाँ से तो 2030 बिल्कुल पास ही दिख रहा है ना.
Yeah.
Just 7 years away.
Yeah, that's true.
We haven't yet made anything profitable around any big item profitable around mobile computers? TikTok भी केवल profitable है, ByteDance ही केवल profitable है. तो अगर मतलब कंप्यूटर पे तो बहुत कुछ और प्रॉफिटेबल बनना है ना, टैली के बियॉन्ड भी.
सही बात है.
तो इसके ऊपर भी तो कुछ 10 चीजें प्रॉफिटेबल बनेंगी, 50 चीजें प्रॉफिटेबल बनेंगी.
Yeah.
So I guess that simply 7 years तो निकल भी गए.
Yeah.
जियो के बाद 7 years निकल गए.
Yeah. But Dinesh ji, so
time flies much faster than you think.
Yeah. Another related question, Dinesh ji. I mean, the data about your ownership of the company is in public, right? And at the time of IPO, probably you had the almost majority equity in the company, right?
Same. I think we haven't sold any single share. Yeah.
Correct. So my question is that again, I mean, you would have been approached by many investors, and in Tolexo days, even after that also, but you seem to have resisted fundraise in private markets, right? So any driver behind that, or how are you thinking? Because your thesis is sort of
so it's not that see, also nobody came to me and gave $100 million, and I didn't go knocking 100 doors to give me $50 million. So both it's not that the major dilution that happened was the second time around the Tolexo, when we were really running out of money and we needed to raise money. We raised at a very distressed valuation. We raised less than 1,000 crore rupees valuation. So I guess and as early as 2016. So I guess
दिनेश जी वो डाउन राउंड था आपका, वो 2012 के राउंड?
नहीं डाउन राउंड नहीं था, बिकॉज हमने उससे पहले पिछला राउंड किया था 2007 में.
It was probably
8 में करीब 300 करोड़ का राउंड था, 300 करोड़ की वैल्यू पे था, और ये वाला करीब 1000 करोड़ की वैल्यू पे था. तो 3x था, बट
बहुत बड़ा गैप था.
In terms of revenue multiple, it was
by this time our revenues were 250 crores.
Yeah, so it was like a very low revenue multiple.
So actually 4x of revenue at that scale, 4x, 5x revenue.
Dinesh, just for understanding of everybody, you are now investing on a regular basis. What is your mental model of evaluating founders?
In fact, Dinesh ji, both founders and businesses particularly.
And just one question from my end: how to find such founders ki मतलब एक focus रहे, जैसे for you 14 years it was a single-minded focus, right? Now every 1 year people pivot and try new things, and that huge ownership angle, how to judge that? I think it would be very beneficial for the whole VC audience here.
Yeah, on that I whatever little I learned from the last 2 years or so by trying to invest. I mean, and it's a very counterintuitive. The early FOMO is where this whole problem comes in, because you have a FOMO and so you want to get in early, and when you want to get in early, you don't know whether that founder has a long-term view or not. If that founder was there for 3 years and talking next 3 years, 5 years, you already know that it's 7-year, 10-year horizon. So we kind of ourselves have decided that we will, and we have said this multiple times, we are better off writing the second check, not the first check. And we wrote second check with Gagan Goyal twice at IndiaQuotient. So because once somebody has done it for 3 to 4 years, and then you are because you are able to assess next 3-4 years तो ये रहने वाला है ठीक से. और अगर वो 3-4 year plus 3-4 year हो गया 7 year, तो 7 year के बाद तो तलाक होता नहीं.
Right.
Allowed ही नहीं है.
इसके अलावा क्या देखते हो दिनेश जी? मतलब this is one good metric, but this works for you. हमारे लिए नहीं वर्क करता. Most of us.
I know, and so that's why I said, because आपको FOMO रहेगा तो वो आपके लिए नहीं वर्क कर पाएगा, because you have to find early founders. The other thing is we look for, at least to begin with, slightly cash efficient founder and business.
ये more to do with IndiaMart and Dinesh Agarwal DNA है या it is your
This I keep saying, you know, I keep saying very well. I mean, out of these, because not that I've been investing, I've been generally reading newspapers, generally, you know, tracking companies as you read newspaper. So generally, I track companies when somebody raises 5 million, 10 million, 20 million, 30 million. When they raise 50 million, 100 million, I just strike them off because they never come back. I don't have any success story in 27 years to know if somebody has raised a lot of money and done something.
आप तो हमारी दुकान ही बंद करवा
दिनेश जी, ये तो पूरा का पूरा आपने you've thrown the entire venture markup business model out of the window.
Markup business model.
I agree.
Venture markup business model.
I am rephrasing you.
हिंदी में इसकी टोपी उसके सर बोलते हैं.
I am rephrasing you only. पूरा का पूरा बाहर नहीं.
So मतलब in nutshell आप ये कहना चाहते हैं कि यार 100 मिलियन से कम रेस करके 100 मिलियन प्लस का रेवेन्यू बिजनेस बनेगा, वही कंपनियां रियल रेवेन्यू प्रॉफिटेबल और
मतलब वो तो मैट्रिक्स बहुत क्लियर है. जितना जितना आपको अगले साल रेवेन्यू बढ़ना है उससे ज्यादा का लॉस तो नहीं कर सकते ना. तो अगर 50 रुपए का आज रेवेन्यू है, 20 रुपए का लॉस किया तो अगले बार 70 का रेवेन्यू तो होना चाहिए ना. 50 + 20 70, मतलब ये इतना कम, इसके आसपास कुछ तो होना चाहिए. ऐसा नहीं कर सकते कि पिछली बार 50 का लॉस किया, 50 का रेवेन्यू किया, अगले साल 70 का लॉस किया, 70 का रेवेन्यू किया.
Makes sense.
50 + 20 = 70 होता है ना. 70 20 पे 70 थोड़ी ना खर्च कर देंगे. मेंटेनेंस के लिए थोड़ी ना रेवेन्यू लॉस करते रहेंगे.
Dinesh, just a few more lines on the aspect of capital efficient entrepreneur. You mentioned, and you know Gagan ignored it, but capital efficient.
I think you already know that. You know both of our investments. With you. You can identify them. And Sumit also, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I think
little bit. You know, once you look at everybody.
So Dinesh, is there a business where you know, I mean, we've heard stories now with people admitting that there are business class travel and you know personal chauffeurs and all that. You know, in 27 years, have you seen such a business which is sort of such high, you know, loss-making businesses which burn money like this? Right.
So Dinesh ji, एक question है. I think इसी से connected, Anand. I am tempted to ask this before you complete this. आपके यहाँ पे business class travel किनको allowed है policy wise?
किसी को नहीं allowed है. हमने तो किया ही नहीं.
IPO हो गया.
आनंद, ये बात सबको पता होनी चाहिए. मतलब I think this is surprising to see our startups not making money, and when I talk to some of my friends who are working in those companies, they are surprised क्या क्यों नहीं होना चाहिए, because people compare themselves with McKinsey and BCG में उन्होंने जॉब करा था, वो स्टार्टअप में काम कर रहे हैं, उनके हिसाब से बिजनेस क्लास ट्रैवल होना चाहिए. एंड मतलब दिस इज नाउ आर द फैक्ट्स कि इंडिया मार्ट जैसी कंपनी में भी जो कि रियल कैश बना रही है और वहां पे इस तरह की नॉनसेंस पॉलिसीज नहीं है.
तो मेरे को तो नचिकेत मोर ने पहले, मतलब उससे पहले तो था ही नहीं कोई पैसा, और जब हम लोगों ने पैसा रेज भी किया था तो नचिकेत मोर, इफ यू नो, he was on our board and he used to fly and he refused to stay in a 5-star hotel. He said no, 3-star, 4-star only, no 5-star, and he refused to fly business call because he was a director, so we offered him.
Yeah, but Dinesh is a very good example. Nachiket Moore, you know, I worked directly under him in ICICI Treasury, by the way. He's a hotshot banker, right? I mean, he actually
he's been RBI ka director.
Yeah, RBI director. He was like,
Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
I mean, I am Ahmedabad topper, and he was the guy instrumental after the ICICI IPO in NYSE, right?
Yeah.
So, and somebody like him also saying, "Boss, you know, you are a startup, you don't have to spend money like this." So, it's amazing. Okay, guys.
So Dinesh ji, I have like two questions on the previous track जो बीच में रह गया, and then maybe we can open to audience. So एक तो मुझे आपको ये इस पे क्या लगता है, मतलब in terms of, so we discuss about horizontal, vertical, we discuss about the sector, but this this revenue potential, like जैसे किसी की when people talk about कि software based model होगा या platform बेस्ड एडवर्टाइजिंग मॉडल है, तो आरपू जो चैलेंज दिखता है कि यार 2-5 हजार रुपए ही मोस्ट ऑफ द स्टार्टअप्स आर एबल टू चार्ज, और मोस्ट स्टार्टअप्स आर नॉट एबल टू चार्ज एनीथिंग.
देखिए अगर आपका 2-4 हजार रुपए मतलब लेस देन 5,000 का वो है, 2,000 से 5,000 लेट्स से, जैसा कि अपने लोगों ने व्यापार में देखा था, इवन बिजी में भी ऐसा ही है कुछ. तो इवन एट अ वेरी अर्ली स्टेज, very low scale, they are able to do 10,000 कस्टमर महीने का. सो अगर आपका वो नंबर है तो फिर देन आपको मिलियन कस्टमर की तरफ आपका वो होना चाहिए, मिलियन 2 मिलियन टाइप. राइट. then you are not looking 100,000 कस्टमर as your end goal.
So, आपका व्यू वहां पे क्या है, मतलब यू थिंक दैट 2-5 हजार रुपए चार्ज करके 1-2 मिलियन कस्टमर लाके, बिकॉज दैट इज द ओनली वे समवन कैन,
दैट्स वन वे. बाकी जो ये देन दिस इंडिया मार्ट जो मार्केटिंग टेक है, क्योंकि अभी आप केवल टेक के लिए सोचें कि केवल टेक के लिए एसएमबीज विल पे फॉर 50,000 रुपीज, वो थोड़ा मुश्किल काम है. वो मुझे अभी मतलब केवल टेक के लिए आप मेरे को कस्टमर नहीं दे रहे, क्रेडिट नहीं दे रहे, मेरा सिस्टम ऑटोमेट करने के लिए, सिस्टम सिंपल कराने के लिए, वो मुझे नहीं लगता कि अभी मतलब वो तो कंज्यूमर भी नहीं देने को तैयार है.
नहीं, पर कंज्यूमर बिजनेस नहीं कर रहा ना, और बिजनेस कर रहा है तो अगर वो बिजनेस 50 लाख से 1 करोड़ का टर्नओवर करता है, and if they are making say 5-10 lakhs rupees a year through the business as a profit, can they pay 10-20?
50,000 नहीं देगा इस बात पे कि मतलब मेरा सिस्टम ठीक हो जाए.
लॉजिकल
नहीं देगा इस बात पे, 25-50 हजार नहीं देगा.
तो दूसरा सब्सिक्वेंट क्वेश्चन इससे कनेक्टेड ये दिनेश जी कि जब 2 से 5 हजार चार्ज करके जब 1 मिलियन
9,000 समझ लीजिए, 1,000 से
हाँ, मतलब मैं कह रहा हूँ 1,000 से 10,000 वाला जो रेंज है, उसके लिए अपन को 1 मिलियन कस्टमर लाने पड़ेंगे फिर, अगर बड़ा कंपनी बनाना है.
उसके नीचे तो होगा नहीं ना,
तो 1 मिलियन कस्टमर लाने के लिए फिर मतलब उसको स्केल कैसा करा जाए, मतलब 1 मिलियन तक पहुंच नहीं सकते ना अपन थ्रू गूगल, फेसबुक या इनके थ्रू.
ना उससे तो नहीं पहुंच सकते, लेकिन वो तो पहले आपको शुरुआत में पता लग जाएगा कि उतना बड़ा टाइम आपका है भी कि नहीं है. तो फॉर एग्जांपल व्यापार में, यू रिमेम्बर राइट, in 2018 I was November, December I met, or January, February, and in every month he was like clocking 1,000-2,000 customers,
right,
something like that.
Yeah,
you could see and you know that there are 2 million customers of Tele.
Yeah,
and Tele is only made for 50 million devices. Now there is a 500 million devices. So, I mean, if you really try to extrapolate that entire thing and triangulate and extrapolate, वो तो दिख रहा है 1 million 2 million.
नहीं, बट वो लो आरपू पे इसको स्केल कैसे करा जाए, मतलब टेली वाज
एग्जीक्यूशन कैसे स्केल करा जाए.
हाँ, मतलब वो सेल्स का चैलेंज मैं कह रहा हूँ.
स्केल करने से पहले ये होना चाहिए कि बिकने वाला माल है, मतलब is this being forcefully sold, or it has a natural traction of its own. Once you have that, I think for 1 to 10,000, I believe a field sales force model will not pay for CAC, because a field sales force model is difficult to pay for less than 5,000 rupees or 10,000 rupees CAC. So there are only 2 models left. One is distribution channel, the other is the telephone as a channel, and third obviously the online being as a channel. And over a period of time, online तो कितना ही सामान अपने लोगों ने कितनी अलग-अलग जगहों से खरीदा है कभी. So online is
online has a limitation, that is very clear. So then what remains is telephone and or the distribution. You are saying field sales model is not scalable
मॉडल तो 5,000 प्लस माइनस के लिए नहीं चल पाएगा, क्योंकि 5,000 प्लस माइनस में फील्ड सेल्स मॉडल तो फिर कभी भी नहीं सक्सीड कर सकता, उसका यूनिट इकोनॉमिक्स कभी भी नहीं बैठेगा। बिकॉज आज की तारीख में एक फील्ड सेल्स का मतलब होगा 20-25,000 रुपए का खर्चा पर पर्सन, और 10 साल में बढ़ के 50,000 रुपए हो जाएगा।
राइट।
और प्रोडक्टिविटी आप सोचो कि मतलब फील्ड सेल्स की मॉडल की जरूरत, मतलब अगर जरूरत ही पड़ रही है फील्ड सेल्स की, तो इसका मतलब अभी प्रोडक्ट मार्केट फिट ही वैसा नहीं है।
Makes sense. ठीक है। So we have audience पे we'll move to audience and we'll let them ask questions. So we have there's a question from Prateek.
Hi sir, thank you for taking out time to come on this session. सर मुझे एक चीज समझनी थी कि लेट्स से फॉर SMBs, मतलब मेरे पापा का भी एक छोटा धंधा ही है, तो उसमें उनका फोकस हमेशा ये रहता है कि मेरी रेवेन्यू बढ़ा दो, मेरे को मेरे कॉस्ट या मैनेजमेंट से फर्क नहीं पड़ता, क्योंकि वो कोई और कर रहा है या वो हो जाएगा, वो मेरे को आता है कैसे करना है। क्या वो चीज सच है इवन विद लेट्स से टेक? लाइक इज दैट व्हाई यू थिंक IndiaMart लेट्स से सक्सीडेड? बिकॉज़ मोर कस्टमर्स, मोर रेवेन्यू।
या वो सही है, बिल्कुल सही है। वो तो वही तो मैं कह रहा था, मतलब कॉस्ट कम करना तो एसएमबीज को आता है यार, मतलब कॉस्ट कम करना हम इंडियंस को इन जनरल आता है। मतलब इवन टू द एक्सटेंट ऑफ फूलिशनेस will end up doing more optimization which may not be as optimal for efficiency of the work.
Got it. And sir, one more follow-up question, जैसे IndiaMart के साथ किस टाइम पे ऐसा होने लग गया कि एक कस्टमर जाके दूसरे कस्टमर को बोला था मैं IndiaMart यूज कर रहा हूँ, तुम क्यों नहीं हो इस पे? Because I think जो गगन ने पूछा 1 मिलियन यूजर कैसे आएंगे, वो ऐसे ही आएंगे जब एक दूसरे को बोल रहे हैं देखो मेरा फायदा हो रहा है, तुम क्यों नहीं करते। वो आपके हिसाब से कब हुआ या वो कैसे कर सकते हैं लोग?
आई मीन IndiaMart में आरपू थोड़ा ज्यादा था, तो वहां पे उतना ज्यादा वायरलिटी नहीं होती, बिकॉज most people who know each other are in the similar industry and they don't want to leave their competitive advantage because ये marketing का काम है। बट टूल का काम होता तो शायद लोग बोल देते कि यार मैं भी टैली करो तुम, या मैं भी बिजी करता हूँ तुम बिजी करो, बिकॉज उसमें कोई कॉम्पिटिटिव एडवांटेज बहुत ज्यादा इतना नहीं है। बट IndiaMart चूंकि आपको कॉम्पिटिटिव एडवांटेज भी देता है, तो वो जनरली लोग उतना वायरल नहीं करते। मे बी लोग क्रेडिट के केस में बता देंगे यार HDFC से करो ना यार, या ICICI से करो ना, वहाँ पे ठीक मिल, उनकी सर्विस अच्छी है, मतलब उसका रेफरल देने में उनको उतनी प्रॉब्लम नहीं होती, इवन कॉम्पिटिटिव लोगों को रेफरल देने में। तो यहाँ पे हमको थोड़ा पूछना पड़ता है, लोगों से पूछवाना पड़ता है, बुलवाना पड़ता है, या दूसरे तरीकों से हमें पता लगता है कि हमारा चल रहा है कि नहीं चल रहा है, कैसा चल रहा है। बट व्यापार में लोग करते होंगे, आई एम श्योर।
Yeah. Makes sense.
Understood.
Marketing के केस में people will not share their leads and they will not prefer their।
हाँ, मतलब अभी फॉर एग्जांपल व्यापार और मान लो खाता बुक और मान लो न्यू माइबिल बुक वाले लोग मिले आपस में, तो दे विल नॉट टेल कि यार फेसबुक इज अ बेटर चैनल फॉर मार्केटिंग और गूगल इज अ बेटर चैनल फॉर मार्केटिंग।
सही बात है। Right. So Hari, you have a question?
Yeah. Hi Dinesh, hope you're doing well and thank you for taking the time out to speak to us. Sir, I had a couple of...
We met anyway, right? At IndiaMart.
Yeah, we keep meeting every now and then, but I guess this is not related to IndiaMart, so I thought I would ask. So earlier you these right DNA in the ecosystem now. Hi, can you hear me now?
Yes.
If you have having frugal DNA, so now we are seeing that in the. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, Hari, you can switch off the camera. Maybe that will be better.
Yeah. So we in the ecosystem now, companies are trying to cut and maybe trying to inculcate some sort of frugality in their companies now that the cost of shooting up. Do you think a midway course correction for reasonably scaled companies is possible in terms of making sure, like earlier they provide so much to their employees, now maybe not so much, And the second question is, we are very bullish on the accounting space in India, but the currently has shut their India offices and is moving out. So are they seeing something that that is sort of a variant perspective on the potential of accounting market in India?
So first question I could not understand completely. Let me answer the second one anyway. So they were very small, I guess, in India, less than 30-40,000 customers in India, and that too mostly MNC arms are in those who were already using QuickBook in their other countries, respective countries, or some of these startups. So I think QuickBooks probably could never, and they used to offer only cloud-based solution here in India. I think they never offered the desktop-based solution, full solution anyway here, never in India. So I have no idea about their thought on, and my bullishness is not about that this whole sector will become 10x in next 10 years. My bullishness is that the sector is going to remain here for 10 years and remain profitable for 10 years. Whether it will become only 1.5x or 3x or 10x, that we will know. So I guess the first question I could not fully understand because the voice kind of broke down.
I think he was asking Dinesh ji that कि ये जो काफी सारी companies अभी mid which are very scaled one and they are trying to do cost cutting and trying to find a way to profitable. Do you think is it possible to do that? Will that actually lead to eventually like making money and finding a way, like is
ऐसे कोई एग्जांपल्स दुनिया में सक्सेसफुल हैं नहीं पिछले 20-25 सालों में, अखबार में मुझे याद नहीं पड़ रहे. So अगर आपको याद पड़ रहे हो तो आप बताओ कोई दुनिया के सक्सेसफुल एग्जांपल्स ऐसे वाले. I don't remember any successful examples of cutting cost has led to company turnaround.
No, true. I think DNA change होता नहीं है. मतलब I think DNA which people say na culture and DNA once get created, it's difficult to change. So I think if you ask me also, I also don't have any examples. Like drastic change तो नहीं आता है. Short term change आता है, mid term.
So this only is one. Obviously, people keep changing, growing their cost or shrinking their cost based upon their growth. The other is because of the funding environment. So if it is because of the funding environment, then I guess it's a reactive nature. When there was a lot of funding, then this should have happened.
Right. No, makes sense. Makes sense. Do anyone have any question?
SAS IndiaMart has learned from SAS. Okay.
All right. I think we don't have any other question. So I think Dinesh ji, I have a last question which I thought I will ask you. Like you have gone from a private company to a public limited company. So what's your learning like? And what are you enjoying this phase of being a public listed company and
yeah, that whole transition, that 18 months of it was exciting also and painful also, because you learn so many things at the steep learning curve of regulatory paperwork, lot of time being invested into maybe little value, maybe there is value, and also meeting so many investors worldwide. Otherwise you just keep hearing these dozen Indian investors keep bumping into Gagan every time. I think you got that there is a large ocean of investors beyond private equity, at least 100 times more. And
The exciting part तो समझ में आता है दिनेश जी, but the challenging part है like being
challenging part मेरे को तो एक तो ये regulatory paperwork ये वाला बहुत मतलब too much.
चलो ये भी people से solve हो जाएगा, समझो you put 10-20 people team who manage all this thing.
Been there done that, अगर आपको सारे मिल जाएं अपने भरोसेदार, because ultimately you are signing the document.
हाँ.
So it says I have read it. So you have to have that kind of faith and everything. The second part is the price discovery का जो पूरा piece है. So I understand in the private market it is very, you are talking to one VC and second VC. But even in the public market where there are hundreds of VC, hundreds of institutional funds have to bid for, I think there could be a better way, but it's not there. The book build process there can be a very nice way where this is the result. I think there is a very, very bad process. Still मैं इससे बात करता हूँ, उससे बात करता हूँ, gang up करता हूँ. I think that is unnecessary. 90 दिन का ना वो परेशान करने का प्रॉब्लम piece है.
Right.
तो उसकी जरूरत नहीं है. I mean that can be simply because सैकड़ों लोग करते हैं, तो वो जो बुक बिल्ड प्रोसेस जिसके थ्रू प्राइस डिस्कवरी होती है वो सिंप्लीफाई किया जा सकता है, बहुत सिंपली सिंप्लीफाई.
एंड पोस्ट लिस्टिंग तो ये टिल लिस्टिंग की बात है, बट पोस्ट लिस्टिंग देन उसके बाद आपको
अगेन पोस्ट लिस्टिंग एक तो क्वार्टरली जो वो है, फर्स्ट 23 वीक्स ऑफ द क्वार्टर वो पिछले क्वार्टर का कंप्लीशन करने में और उसका वो सब बोर्ड मीटिंग का तैयारी करने में उसी में निकल जाता है. बट अच्छी बात यह है कि you are compulsory taking out time for 3 weeks to prepare for those answers which help you in the next 3 months to deliver a better quarter or next 3 quarters better. So I think it is good. That is not a big hurdle, and because and you should not go very early on. Either you go very, very early into IPO, then then you are in the completely risk mode,
right,
and you are in a loss making mode. But otherwise, if you are in a then you become slightly profitable and then go. When you are about to become profitable and then go, which is what happened last year, is not I don't think is a good idea.
Right. Makes sense.
Because that way you are neither getting that
leverage of the market.
Leverage of the market that you can do whatever you want. I mean, I can do whatever I want because I know my margins will vary by 5-10% here and there.
Right.
Okay. Or and if you are somebody like a Paytm है या जो लोग अभी प्रॉफिटेबल हैं भी नहीं और अभी टाइम भी लगेगा, जोमेटो है उनको टाइम भी लगना है और उन्होंने बताया भी कि हम तो 10 साल बाद ही हो पाएंगे या 5 साल बाद ही हो पाएंगे, तो दे आर ऑल्सो फाइन. बट ये लोग जो है जो बीच में जो बिल्कुल पॉलिसी बाजार टाइप या फॉर एग्जांपल,
राइट,
उनको दिक्कत हो रही है.
राइट.
who are neither here nor there.
नहीं, सही बात है. ठीक है. Thank you, Dinesh ji. Thank you so much for your time and thank you everyone for patiently listening to us. Thank you and have a good night.
Thank you, Shruti, for arranging everything. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Dinesh ji.
Thank you. Bye-bye.